Hello everybody, welcome back and thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to be covering vocal diaphragm vibrato and how you can add this to your tin whistle playing. Now, I always say this, don't do it, everyone will hate you. It's not meant to be in traditional music, but if you like the sound of it and you'd like to add it to your tin whistling, this is how you do it. Diaphragm vibrato, or vibrato in the voice, is considered something that comes from good vocal conduct. If you can sing with vibrato in your voice when you hold a note, it means you're doing things right. And basically there are three ways to do it. You need to relax and open the throat. You need to relax the jaw and remove any tension there, and you need to breathe properly. So in order to get vocal vibrato, we need to address those three things. And once you've got that, it will come naturally in your tin whistle playing. Let's address the three things we've just covered. Firstly, you need to remove tension in your jaw. Removing tension in your jaw basically means relaxing your face. So you can start by massaging the jaw area to relax this part of your face. You need to unclench your teeth, relax your face, and basically just sit there and let that jaw hang. Now, when you're translating that to tin whistle, what you can do is open your mouth and stretch. So you can stretch your jaw and your facial area by doing a few ridiculous facial yoga poses. Stretching, relaxing the face. Little massage, like I said, letting that jaw hang loosely. When you do this with tin whistle, you want to try not to tighten this part of your face. You can still tighten the lips if you need to, but try not to translate that to the jaw. Tip number 2 is to relax your throat. Now, when you relax and you open your throat, you get a more rounded sound. You're not forcing air through your body, and it allows a more cavernous space for your voice to flow. The best way to do that is to yawn. When we yawn, our throats open up completely. So even pretending to yawn will open up your throat. You can feel it. You can feel it go. You can feel your back of your throat, your insides of your mouth opening out. So practice a few yawns and feel that vocal passage opening. Now, you need to try and replicate that if you want to add vocal vibrato to your tin whistle playing and to your voice. So when you sing, you need to practice opening your throat, oh, oh, and saying ooh or ah or oh. Gives you a nice rounded sound. And that will help you open your throat and practice that open, cavernous space feeling. Oh. I always think about it like pretending to make a crow noise. Oh! Is that how a crow sounds? Oh! Caw! That's what I used to do when we used to sing. To get into the operatic voice, oh! I used to open my mouth and try and sound like a crow. I do like crows and ravens. I love ravens. Moving on. Once you've opened that vocal passage, you're free to let the vibrato out. Third tip is breathing. Now, breathing is the most important thing, and getting your breathing right before you even begin will allow you to have more breath throughout your playing, distribute that breath better where you need to, and yeah, should help with your breathing and pace as well, because you'll have more air to supply to your whistle playing. Now, the main problem that most people have is that they take a breath with their chest. And this is, it's a shallow breath. It's not where you need it. You should be breathing from the ribs and from the stomach, and you learn this when you sing. Now, what you can do is you can put your hands here on the ribs, you can breathe out, and when you breathe in, you can breathe in through this part of your body. So you feel your ribs expanding and you feel your stomach expanding as well. Now, if I'm going to show you this from the side, you'll see that this part of me shouldn't rise and fall like this. When I breathe, it should be a stomach in and out. So when you practice breathing in and out through your stomach, allowing that air to open your diaphragm, you then get quality air, more of it, and it's coming from a lower place. And that is where vibrato is generated, when you have air down inside you rather than shallow breaths up here. So you've got so much space inside you that you can take in air and you get a real belly sound. So practice trying to breathe in down here to start with. And then once you get that, you can also add this part as well. So you get a far deeper breath, which means you have more air to play with when you're playing. I always start by breathing out. Force all the air out. Nice large breath. We've learned how to breathe, we've learned how to open our throat, and we've learned how to relax our jaw. Basically what vibrato is a fluctuation in the pitch with a slight fluctuation in the airflow. But how that's achieved is by achieving a steady airflow to begin with. A lot of what people do is they take in that deep breath and then they force all their air out in one immediate exhalation. So all that air comes out fast, all in one go, and then they're not left with anything afterwards. What you need to learn to do is let a stream of air out gradually that is the same pressure. So it's not one forceful wind and then you've got nothing left. It's a steady stream of air. So you can practice this by breathing out first, breathing in really deeply, and trying to blow at a constant speed on your hand. And you'll feel whether you've blown all your air out at once or whether you're blowing out consistently. And a way to get used to this is to sort of breathe out with a shh sound, because you can't get all your air out at once that way. So take in a really deep breath, and then we're going to breathe out with a shh sound. Now, good practice, if you didn't get a note that length, is to breathe in for a count of 6 beats, hold for 6 beats, and then breathe out for 6 or more beats. When you're breathing out as well, you want to think about compressing your sort of abdomen, I suppose. So the balloon analogy is the best thing I can think of. If you were to blow up a balloon and you expand it and you think of that as breathing in, you've blown up the balloon, you've expanded it to its maximum capacity everywhere you can. It then has a tiny hole in it. So if it has a tiny hole in it, air will seep out slowly at a constant speed. Whereas if you haven't tied up the balloon and then you accidentally let go and open it, all the air comes out at once and the balloon flies off. That is not what we want. We want that tiny little hole. So as if you're just opening the balloon or pulling on the exit or entrance slightly and letting that air out slowly and steadily. That is what you want. And when you do that, you're basically compressing your body back in. So rather than letting it all out at once, you're sort of squeezing it out slowly, like an accordion almost, squeezing your body inwards to squeeze that air out at a constant speed. Now, if you are impatient, like I am, and you don't have time or the want or the need to learn to sing with vibrato, then there are some tips and tricks. You can add finger vibrato to your playing. I have covered this in a previous video, which I will put up at the end of this one. Finger vibrato on tin whistle is simple. You just tap the note 2 holes down from the note you're playing, like so. That adds a wavering effect to your tin whistle. If you want to try and add vocal vibrato to tin whistle without learning all those other techniques I mentioned, you can also fluctuate the amount of air you put into your whistle. So having learned to sustain a constant stream of air, you can then waver that, almost as if you're blowing fast and slow, fast and slow, fast and slow, mimicking the sound of a steam train. That will work to some extent. It won't sound as smooth, obviously, as a genuine vocal vibrato, but it'll give you a similar sort of effect. So I'll try a fast one. a slow one, a slower one, and then the vocal vibrato for you to hear the difference. So, that is my lesson on vocal vibrato, cheats vibrato, finger vibrato, and more. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, hit the notification button. Check out Ko-fi and Patreon and merchandise in the description below. Also, don't forget to check out my other tips videos. I'll, put up some cool stuff for you here. Until next time, happy whistling, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!